Welcome back to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. It is the money segment. It's a segment we wait for with bated breath each and every week.
You do.
Because Kelvin Kaemingk, the money man, is on. And you can reach Kelvin directly at 651-231-2500. 651-231-2500. That's that number that everybody loves to call. Kelvin, what's going on in the money market here at the Minnesota State Fair?
Well, we have a lot going on, and we'll touch on some of it. I'm curious on your thoughts on the fight last night. Did you catch any of the fight? McGregor?
I was sleeping.
You're sleeping?
Yep.
Senior, you watched a little of the highlights this morning?
I watched the highlight reel this morning. I thought he was going to although I knew that he didn't, I thought he was going to go down in the 9th round. I mean, he was staggering.
He was staggering.
Yeah. But during the early rounds, I thought it was pretty much even.
Yeah, we watched it. We've ordered it. My youngest son had a bunch of 13-year-old boys screaming in the house, right? And they were all going
4 hours prior to the fight.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was 3 fights prior to that one before the
Yeah, come on over
one.
at 6.
Come over at 6:30. We'll be fine.
Get some pizzas.
At midnight, it will be on. But I thought here's a great quote. It's not, after the fight, they're talking to McGregor, and he goes, "It's not damage. It was just fatigue," And,
well, he looked good after.
Yeah,
well, a lot of that is that the MMA fighter, UFC fighter, they don't have as much stamina as a boxer.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a crutch that he was leaning on prior to the fight.
Right.
If he were to lose the bout, that's how he would be going down.
Yeah.
And Mayweather's Mayweather. I mean, I don't know how old he is, 40 or 40?
He's 40. Yeah,
so
he's 40.
He's 40 years old. McGregor's like 10 years younger, or 12, 15 years younger than he is.
Yeah. He took it to him the first 3 rounds.
I tell you what, MMA
rounds.
ground and pound with McGregor and Mayweather, if they're doing that type of fight, probably McGregor. But if you're standing up in a boxing ring and that's what you're going after, you get the outcome you did.
Yeah, you do.
I thought that quote, though, has a lot of good to kind of what's going on in the markets, in the political market, that it's not damage, just fatigue. And I look at a lot of the political arena that we're in right now, and you look at all the fatigue, I think, that's in the political realm right now with everybody trying to bash on Trump. I think people are just fatigued of it and don't even listen to it anymore. I think his support is there, the base is strong, and continues to kind of move things forward. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So let's get into money real quick. Where are rates today? Rates are doing
this Sunday.
Rates are great. 3-point high.
Love to have the conversation.
Let's have a conversation. Rates are great. 30-year fixed right at 4%, a little bit under if you have really strong credit. We're going to touch on, when I'm meeting with somebody right out of the gate, it's the same process every time. And I met with a couple first-time home buyers this past week. So I thought I'd run through, we talk about credit right away, then we talk about income. So we're going to talk about how to improve your credit. We're going to talk about income deal killers, what in your income can kill a deal, and then how to get the best rate. So we'll do that after we just touch on rates here real quick. So if you're looking at 30-year fixed money, you're talking 3.875, 4 1/8. So really nice. It's shifted down as you kind of see over the last couple weeks again. 15-year, you're at really 3 1/4. FHA, you're at 3.625, so really mid threes, high threes for FHA. Jumbo, we're great on jumbo. So if you have a loan that's over 424,100, boy, let us have a conversation. We're locking those at 3. We locked one at 3.75 last week.
Jumbo.
Wow. And 3.875 last week, and that was all tied to the credit score and the LTV, and the loan amount. Because the larger that loan amount, the lower our rates get. So it's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
So anyway, if you're jumbo, let's have that. I'd love to have that conversation with you as well. So
you're really good with self-employeds then, and
self-employed, you do have to show income. So we'll talk about that on income killers.
Ah, man.
So let's talk real quick on credit, because the first thing we do when we meet with somebody is we're going to pull their credit and see where the score is. And everybody says, hey, how do I get my credit up a little bit? So let's touch on those things. The first thing that we always look at is what is your available credit limit. So let's say you had a credit card and you had a $1,000 limit, and if you owe over $400, so over 40%, that's going to affect your score negatively. So you always want to be 40% or under on available credit. Now, one of the tricks of the trade is if you have a credit card and your limit's $1,000, call the credit card and say, hey, I'd like to increase my limit to $2,000, and now that $400 drops way under that percentage, and now their credit score goes up, and they did nothing different.
That's a nice little trick to help pop your score.
Is it good to pay that credit card off every month, or should you always carry a balance?
Yes.
Yes, either way.
Yes. So pay it off, then leave a balance, pay it off, leave a balance, leave a balance, pay it off. Just show that. What I always tell people, because this last week, everybody paid all their credit cards off and closed them, right? I'm like, don't close them. They want to see that you can manage credit, not that you can.
And for a long period of time.
Right. Yep. And for what's the length of time those trade lines are open. So don't cancel your credit cards. Use them a little bit. Put them away. They want to see that you can manage credit. So that was number one. Number two, of course, no late payments. Pay your bills on time. Disputed accounts in the last 12 months. Anything disputed in the last 12 months is going to hurt the credit quite a bit. So we always want to watch that and make sure that if it's over 12 months, that's a conversation again, because some credits we don't even want to touch. If it's over 12 months, we're just going to leave it alone because it will fade away. Once you bring that current, now it shows that you're that current delinquent credit again. So that's number one place we start is
that one's always confusing to me. So, I mean, they're just not reporting anymore, right?
It shows, yeah. What
if they report?
Well, if they're reporting, it's going to show that it's old, and then it's what type of collection it is as well. Is it medical? It doesn't hurt you. If it's installment, it does hurt you. So it depends what it is.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So that's credit. Let's talk on income deal killer. So what hurts on income? Next thing we talk about, what kind of money do you make? And they'll say, hey, I made $70,000 last year. Great, that's awesome. Well, what we find is that they really made 40, but they had 30,000 in bonus, and they've only been there 6 months, or they've only been there a year. You have to have. I always tell people, I want 2 years of your life. Right? I'm always going to have 2 years of your life. So if you haven't received that bonus income or commission income for 2 years, I can't use it. So now I'm back to that base wage. So that's the first income killer that we run across.